Have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another weekly Vending Live. My name is Jonathan Howard from the Howard Hospitality Group, and joining me tonight is Matt from Galaxy Games 843. David had a late start to his route today, but he will be here. We're not sure when or what time, but he is coming, so he'll be here tonight. But welcome to another weekly Vending Live. How was your week?
My week was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah?
other than really officially losing the location, it's been really good.
Yeah, I watched your video today.
The good news
So-
is that we've already got that machine on another location, so you guys will see that sometime in the future. Somehow, I'll figure it out.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
before
the
we...
lo- I
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna
Sorry.
say,
No.
this is the location we can't record at, so
Yeah.
I've got some ideas on how to incorporate it into the channel, and there'll be more on that coming soon.
So top secret stuff, you guys.
Top secret stuff.
Yeah. So you can't. It's not his fault. You can't choose whether or not he can film. He has no.
Actually,
choice.
I had to sign an NDA for this location. If that makes
Dang.
any sense.
This is where stem cell research and biological weapons are made, right?
Can't say. Can't say.
So, anyways, but before we even get started, I mean, we've already got a super chat already.
Oh, super chat already.
Yeah, from Waco's Car
Is it
Wash
from
Channel.
Waco? I
Yeah, it
figured
is.
it might be from Waco. He says, Waco's Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More says, what is y'all's favorite Call of Duty game? Mine is Modern Warfare 2, original, not remastered.
I am so he just went up a notch in my book. I love Call of Duty, and Sam and I play Call of Duty like it's going out of style. So we play that in Battlefield and a few other games, but it's like it seems like you always have a good year, and then the next year is kind of crappy, and then there's a good year, and it depends on who makes the game that year. But the most recent one's okay. The one before I thought was just okay. So I really haven't had one that's like my all-time favorite. I just enjoy when they remake the maps. That gets me all excited when I get to play old maps from back in the day that look amazing now, or they put Christmas lights on them or whatever. I get excited about stupid stuff like that. So
Sure.
but yeah, well, that's awesome. I'm excited that you're into that. That's really cool.
What if I told you that I've never played Call of Duty?
Are you serious?
Yes, I've never played Call of Duty. I'm not good at all those games with, 8 different controls and like the dual joysticks and the trigger buttons. Like, I'm just not good at them, so I don't play them.
Do you have a console right now?
I think the latest console I have right now is an Xbox One.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's fairly recent.
It's
I
not
might
even
just buy you the game so we can play, because you can cross-platform now. So,
Sure.
And that, because my son has an Xbox and I have a PS5. So we play, either if we're not playing together, we're playing against each other in the other room with his buddies and stuff.
Sure.
But I almost want to buy it for you so you can play it, because it's you don't really have to be good. I mean, like, you just it's fun. It's just fun to play.
Yeah.
And I never stopped playing video games since Pong. So I mean, that's how old I am. And I think I've played pretty much almost every video game that's out there, unless it's some obscure anime game that I'm not sure of or something. But I've played pretty much every system, every game in my day. And there's been a lot of arcade games I haven't played, because we live in the middle of nowhere, so we don't
Yeah.
get all the cool FECs and stuff around here. But as far as console stuff, you name it, like, I've had pretty much every console. I love gaming, so that's my big thing. Speaking of that, do you want to hear a funny story?
Of course.
So last night, I'm up late. I was playing Call of Duty, of course, and it was midnight. And usually I stay up till about midnight or 12:30 or so, anyways. And at the end of the night, we have an insert fireplace, And so I go out to the alley where our wood pile is, and I usually get some big logs that I bring in, and I put them in the fire for the night, and then that usually keeps the house warm like all night long. So I go out to the fence, and I go to open the door, and I hear like the deepest like growl like I've ever heard in my entire life, and it freaked me out. Well, come to find out, my neighbor, they just got a Doberman, not Doberman, greyhound puppy that's 4.5, almost 5 feet tall. Like, and he's standing outside my back gate,
Looking
right?
over the fence, yeah.
Looking like, yeah, and he's up on the fence. And I didn't see him, but and our fence is tall, but he's like up there on it, and he's like looking through like the cracks at me, and he's a baby. Like he probably lick you to death, but
Sure, yeah.
well, what he had done is he gotten into, we kind of put our garbage out, and then in the morning I usually throw it in after they dump, because we always have extra garbage. So I had the garbage bags. Well, he had gotten into our garbage, and so he was mad because he thought I was going to come take the garbage from him. I guess growling at me. So I had to call my neighbor on the phone and tell him, hey, your baby's outside the back, in the alley running around. And he came out there. He's like, oh my God. And it was just like, he destroyed everything. There was food everywhere. And yeah, so it's scared. I thought it was like an alien or something. Like I went out there and that growl was like so deep, because he's just so big. And I was just like, oh my God, what is that? So anyways, I got really scared last night. So that's my scary late night playing video game story for the day. So anyways, on to vending.
On to vending. Let's go.
Vending. So our week has been pretty good. We got a bunch of new machines for our diner, and I spent the beginning of the week getting those going, and because we bought some used ones and some racers and some shooters and some other things, and some air hockey. I've never had an air hockey, so that's new to us, and I had to figure all that out. So I spent the beginning of the week doing that, and then we had some minis we had to put together to go out on location. So Sam and I have been working on that. So it's been a vending week. And then tomorrow is one of our route days. So I got to do that tomorrow. But just the normal kind of stuff, except for the new equipment, which I know nothing about. And it's kind of like you said about the pinball. Like, we opened the back of the Mario Kart, and like the amount of stuff that's in there is so overwhelming.
Yeah,
and all these boards and, heavy
Wires
wood
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's so, come to find out, I guess, the belt is old on the Mario Kart, so like the strain's not that great. It's okay,
Sure.
but it's not that great. So we have to replace a belt on that. Come to find out, like you have to take the whole front of the machine off, the steering wheel and stuff to get to
It's like working on a car at this point, right?
Yeah, it is. And so
literally.
we got to do that this weekend when the belt shows up on Friday. Things like that we had no idea about. So if you guys are into vending and you haven't done arcade games, think twice before you do arcade games. Keep it simple. It's a lot of work, and they're very
So
heavy.
much work.
And even the new ones are heavy. New ones are like 3 times as expensive, but they're new. So, but I mean, that Asphalt 9 we were playing at MBVA, the guy said was $24,000 for one racer. It did move and all that stuff and go up and down, but he said also it's a dedicated 220 per unit that it needs to
Same
run.
with the Fast and Furious too. They were the same way.
That was right. That's right. It was like
Yeah.
that too. So I mean, if you guys are getting into this kind of stuff, make sure you do all your research you can to find out everything you need to get one of these things set up, because it's a whole nother animal. And we said we weren't really going to do arcade stuff, but one of 2 of our locations wants them, and so we said, well, we'll try it out. And we got a few a little while ago, which were in really good shape, and then we got these, which aren't in the greatest shape. So we're doing a little bit of work. So, anyways,
Yeah. I mean, the challenge with arcade and pinball is they're a lot more difficult to work on because you have to have a lot of knowledge, and almost none of them are the same. I mean, everything has something different on it, and so you got to learn a lot of different aspects of everything like that. Just like how there's different manufacturers for cars, there's different manufacturers for games. And therefore, they're going to use a lot of different parts or a lot of different ways they put things together. So there's a lot of learning and research and figuring out for sure.
And it's not as easy as you guys think to just order a Mario Kart on Alibaba and get it shipped to your house. Like, those machines are licensed, so
Right.
you need to go through the proper channels if you're going to order something like that. The prices you see on Alibaba are not, $700 for a Mario Kart. It's, you got $2,000 in shipping. So make sure you guys do your research and that you can get the machine. You won't get it seized in customs, or that you go through the right avenues. And like on my video, if you guys watch my App video, you'll see there's companies that do that for you. So like if you're looking for let's say you don't want to just deal with one, like a bunch. If let's say you don't want to deal with a bunch of companies and order a bunch of different products from different people, there are companies that will order the products for you and have them all shipped to your location, and they'll take care of the customer service and the parts and all that stuff. So there's a lot to learn, but we're not, at the level where we can buy $24,000 racers. So we're not.
Definitely
we're
not. Definitely not.
We have our first question of the evening.
We also had a super chat come in too.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we
Let me do that. Let me do the super chat real quick, and then we'll go back to Dallas's question. Here, hold on a second. There we go.
There we go. Who's it from? It's from Dean Brown with a $5 super chat. Says, guys, I just placed an OG Mini at a new grocery store.
Nice.
Today is the best day. I'm also running some WOTC cards. What's WOTC? I probably know what it is, but I'll kick myself for not knowing right off the top of my head what WOTC is. But it's some WOTC cards in my new sticker machines I just got.
It wouldn't be World of Warcraft because
that's what kind of came into my mind as well. But
I wonder if it's W. I don't know.
Someone's going to tell us in the comments.
Yeah, they'll make us.
PA Pokemon Poll says Wizard of the Coast, which I'm not familiar with.
Neither am I. I don't know that one either.
I don't know what that is.
Very cool. Well, congratulations, Dean. That's awesome.
Congrats on the new spot for sure.
So,
that's awesome.
and the great thing about that machine is that once it gets going and you want to upgrade, you can take that little machine and put it somewhere else and start a new location and get yourself something a little deeper, a little bigger. It's a great way to start. That was really smart because they're really inexpensive. So kudos, man. Awesome job. So let me go back up to...
Yeah, let's find that question.
Here it is, Dallas. Do you want to read that?
All right. The question is, would you guys recommend getting my first mini claw machine from somewhere in the USA or from somewhere like Alibaba? If it's your very first one, I would recommend going with something like the Super Mini from CandyMachines.com or something that's going to provide you to the support that you might need. Because, if it's your very first machine, there's a good chance you might not know a lot about how the machine works or how to operate it or all that kind of stuff. And places like CandyMachines.com give amazing support, especially for somebody that might not have all the knowledge yet. So that's what I would recommend. Plus, too, you're going to get a lot faster. Sure, you're going to pay a little bit more than if you would order from someplace like Alibaba or something like that. But I know, like I was just watching in the Discord today, somebody ordered, I'm not sure from which vendor in Alibaba. It wasn't Rainy, but they got a bunch of damaged machines. So that's another thing you got to deal with. Should you be placing an order like that?
Dallas, honestly, you can't go wrong with somebody like CandyMachines.com, 100%. In the States, AZ Amusements, CandyMachines.com. People that sell them in the States, they do have really high quality machines, and they have the parts and the support to help you. So we've learned, and we've all said that since the beginning, that nobody has better customer service than CandyMachines.com, and they can get you stuff next day or pretty quick. We needed some Coinmex and they were there overnighted to us the next day because we had a location that was down. So Kevin and those guys, Chris and all the people that work with him at in the customer service department, they're just awesome. And there are things, and I've told the story of watching our videos back in the day with Amelia trying to even just open up a candy machine or open up the cash drawer of her mini claw machine and stuff, and not knowing what she was doing. I mean, now it's like night and day. I mean, like she's in a location like 8 minutes, but it's a learning curve. It's not something, and if something goes wrong, like you think you're going to order everything and it's going to work great, and it doesn't always work great when you get it. And that's just part of the game, but you need to know. Sometimes
you need to make adjustments or like maybe change something or, do a setting.
Yeah, it could be something as simple as,
something,
a switch that got flipped over on a DBA or something and it won't accept change, or it's taking the cash and not giving people credits. And there's all kinds of things that you can run into. So I highly recommend. And I know that like right now in Candy Machines, their minis are the cheapest they've ever been. So now's a good time to get on there and get something. And then also, if you look on Facebook, there's some codes on there that I posted for us for our weekly vending that can help you with prices also. And then actually I can go into the Discord and post those coupons. But if you're looking for good deals, definitely now's the time. And they'll help you with the NIAX readers. They'll help you with everything. So, yep.
For sure.
Austin says you put your machine in the CIA base. So
it's not the CIA.
That's funny.
We don't have a CIA base here in South Carolina, as far as I know. Anyway, I mean, Not like I said, not that I know of. It's nothing like that. But it's a manufacturing facility, and they made me sign a bunch of papers, so I can't talk about it.
Nice. So David's in the chat. He says he has a Switch, which I know that Gabby plays. You know, that dance that Nally really likes that game too, like Dance Dance Revolution or something. She really likes that game too.
Sure.
So a lot of people play games. We got Dean Brown super chat. What else we got?
We might as well talk about the giveaway to kick it off.
Okay.
Let's talk about the giveaway to kick it off.
Sure. Let me pull it up. Sorry, hold on one second.
All good.
Window. There it is. And then share. And before I do that, we just got a super chat from Dean Brown.
One more super chat from Dean Brown.
Real quick.
Going to give Waco a run for his money tonight. There it is.
I know.
Dean Brown with a $2 super chat says, have you all ever gone snowmobiling? We just got snow. No, I never have.
We have. We live, so it's kind of cool where we live. We live in Northern California, up near like Chico, Sacramento area. And the ocean, where like Fort Bragg, a cold ocean, not warm ocean, is like 2.5 hours away. And then snow, Reno, Tahoe, all that is 2 to 2.5 hours away from us. So we kind of got the best of both worlds. We live in a really hot area and a really cold area, but we're able to go to places that we can go to extreme snow, or we can go to the ocean, which is kind of cool. So a lot of our friends have snowmobiles and stuff, and they go a lot of the time, and they take the fire roads and go up in the hills and stuff and do that stuff near us too. So very cool.
I live in South Carolina, so there's not really any snow here. But when I did live up north, I still never got to go snowmobiling.
Yeah. David is out making money. He's not making it. He's just collecting it. So he should be in here pretty soon. But that's kind of all of our game. That's what we do. And sometimes you just have to go when you can go. So according to him, it's supposed to snow there, like where this area is. And so he had to go today, or he wouldn't be able to go for 3 or 4 days. So today was the day to go. So
don't blame him. Yeah, I don't blame him a bit.
Nope. And then let's see. Okay, so let me pull up this. All right, you ready?
Let's do this.
There you go.
All right, guys. We are officially what? Right? We're officially giving away 2 machines this time around. Not just one, but 2 machines from candymachines.com. It's our free spin machine. Take a look at that picture. It's got the moving carousel with the clips on it that you can put multiple prizes on. The object of the game is to stop the plunger there above the clips, lined up with the clips, so that way when it drops, it releases the prize. We're also giving away a second place prize. This time it's an electronic bulk vending machine, both from candymachines.com. Take a look at your screen, guys. These machines are amazing. Now, I haven't seen the free spin yet in person. I'm so excited to see one. I have a feeling it's going to be on display at the NBVA show in Las Vegas. That's, of course, if I don't order one beforehand. But
right,
you guys can win one of these machines. Like I said, there's going to be 2 winners, one for the free spin, one for the electronic bulk vending machine, which I do have one of those, and it does amazing, guys. So you certainly want to get registered to win. All you got to do, join the Discord, fill out a form, and you are entered to win. We're going to have the drawing from Las Vegas, probably like March 20th. I'm guessing March 19th or 20th, one of those days. Again, from the NBVA show in Las Vegas, Nevada. So get signed up, guys. It's going to be awesome.
And if you guys, Kevin was, I talked to him about the giveaway today, and he said that those free spins will be ready to ship in 2 weeks.
Ooh,
so if you're looking for those or want to buy one, 2 weeks, and they can be shipped out to you, which is pretty awesome. So he's got a bunch of those coming.
I haven't seen one in person yet. Not the free spin. I've seen some of the different ones that were on display at IAPA, but the free spin I haven't seen in person yet. I'm super excited to see it. That's if I can wait till NBVA. I don't know. I've got a location I'm working on that where one of those would be perfect for. So if by chance I land that location prior to NBVA, I just might have to order one.
So today, and I'm really mad at myself because I closed the window and I left it open, but I actually found a video of that machine in action.
Really?
Yeah, and I
think I have it somewhere too, actually.
Do you really? Because I lost the window, and I feel really stupid, but I had to restart my computer because
it might be in my text messages, honestly.
Oh, here it is, right here.
Oh, you got it? Okay, good.
I got it. So let me pull this up and see if I can get it onto the screen. Let's see if I can pull it over here. Where are we at here? Come on, move over. Oh wait, I have to shrink it down. Hold on.
Please stand by. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry. Old man at the computer. But yeah, I actually have, here it is. So can you guys see if I unshare this? It doesn't have sound or anything.
That first. That's okay.
But it does show the video, which is cool. Entire screen. There it is. Okay. So let me share that and then bring that up. It's in the Discord, in the Candy Machines tab.
Oh, nice.
And then let me make it big. And then I'll play it for you guys. But check this thing out, man. Like the lights, like you have no idea like how, cool the lights look and everything. Like nobody's really seen it in action. But it's neat because she opens it up and kind of shows like how the things work and stuff. You'll see here in a second. And I didn't even realize that those. Yeah, isn't that awesome?
So awesome.
And and it just looks clean. And
I love how the prize shoot's illuminated like that. That looks so good.
I like that little thing how the button kind of comes out a little bit too.
Like it's got like a mini control panel.
Yeah, and there's one more because she actually opens it. So this might be. Let me close this one. Hold on a second. And let me, did I close the window? I closed the window. Sorry, guys. Let me get the window back open. But it is in the Discord. Let me do this again. Sorry. That's what I did earlier. See? This happens when you're old. But yeah, it was really neat because, everybody can see my screen. So I'm going to Discord. So you guys can see. You guys should be on Discord. If you're not on Discord, that's the other thing you guys should be on. And if you go into Candy Machines, so we actually should talk about the Discord for a minute since I'm going into it.
I mean, we're giving a demonstration now. It's
happening. So I'm logging in. And let's see. Let me go to. So this is the Xtreme Vending Discord right here. If it's coming up for me. So and then you got all these channels here on the left and. These are
so. Let's go to the very top first. See the giveaway tab right there? That's where you want to go to enter the giveaway. Right there. It's got a little rocket ship next to it, and there's the link to fill out the form. It's super simple. And
if you want to invite your friends, like a lot of people ask me all the time, like how do I invite people? If you click this invite link, it actually gives you the link right there that you can copy and paste into your text or email or whatever you want to do. It's right there for you. Thanks to Delwig, he put that there to make it super easy for people. But this area, this important info is kind of like this is the hub of where most of your information is that you may be looking for. And it has like the rules, where to buy things, information like that, discounts. It's got all the Yow stuff in here. So if you're looking for, like we have a new submission today, which we're going to do a little later. But this is kind of like the main, information section right here. And then down here is all your channels. So if you're a premium member, which I don't even know how much it is a month, it's really cheap. You can, you get a sneak peek channel, a voice chat channel, and then a premium chat channel. And this is where all the people that basically pay monthly, which you don't have to on the Discord, which is awesome.
Completely free.
Yeah, it's completely free. The Discord, it doesn't cost
anything.
There is
an option for a premium if you want to do that, but it's not required.
It's not required. And then down here is your big. This is where your big channel that everybody almost always posts in, which is general. This is the one that gets the most action throughout the day, and this is where you're gonna find. You can see. So the last time I was in here was at 3 or 4 o'clock today. I was talking to some people, but you could tell by the minute, like 40, 440, 502. They're posting constantly all day long, and it's all about vending, which is awesome. So this is where you can find out information and just kind of get an answer super quick as in general, and just talk about basic things that have to do with vending. And then if you want to talk about things that don't have to do with vending, you can go off topic. This is where people can post videos and pics and stuff like that. And then we also have a new channel.
Video from Waco. Did you see that car wash video was in there from Waco? Right there in off topic, yeah.
Oh, really?
Off topic, yeah.
Okay, sorry. So, right oh yeah, look at that. See, So I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, and that's smart because that's where he's supposed to put it is in those
Yes.
types of topics,
Correct.
or in that area. And so, good job, Waco. That's awesome. I appreciate you doing that and putting things in the right place. But this is a new channel that we added for this year, which is all about MBVA, how much things cost, where to stay, and people are just talking in there about all the stuff that's going on with MBVA. And actually, I just saw this a little earlier, and I gotta send, maybe post like I got a paper that talks about all the pricing for Geo of 3 million, so he can get some information on pricing. But you can always call them also. So then there's this tip area, which is really cool. So this is all about repairs, all about business advice. So this is where people are going to talk about, should you be an LLC, where do you get insurance, that kind of stuff, contracts and paperwork. Some people use them, some people don't. You can find out information there and ask people questions, tips, tax talk, insurance talk. They even have their own channels just for those. Testimonies is things that people have talked about that have happened to them or worked for them that worked good, and all that. So that's the tips area. And then this is the coolest part, I think, is that these are all vendors and suppliers that support the Discord. So Candy Machines, AZ Amusements, Gopher Hole, which is Matt from Nyax, is back working for Candy Machines, and he has his own channel just about Nyax. So if you have Nyax questions or need help, even if you're not, even if you're in the laundry world or wherever you may be and you have Nyax units or even full line vending or anything, this is your man. He'll help you with all kinds of stuff. Kiosoft's in here. They answer questions about stuff. Eva is where a lot of people order their toys from China. Her direct contact is in here. She posts things that are, orders that she's put together or new items that she has available. She'll post pictures of them in here. And people can ask her questions on pricing. And then any new orders that come along, she actually will put pictures up in here of what people are ordering so people can get some ideas on what's out there. And then a fairly new channel for us is Tammy, who works with 1688, and you can order actually directly from China's version of Alibaba through Tammy and get stuff through there. Then you got Rainy with her machines, and then a repair channel just for her, and then Flatline and vendinglabels.com. So they all have their own channels with discounts and stuff that they're doing. So the Discord is like, it's funny because when I talk to people on the phone and stuff and I say, you need to join the Discord, and they're like, well, what is it? And I kind of explained to them, and I said, so you basically have about 6 months worth of reading now, at least, to get caught up on what's going on. You know what I mean? Right. Because like it's so much information.
There's
and then
so much info there. Yeah.
The coolest part and the thing that I use all the time, which I think is probably the best thing, is the search bar up here. So you can type any topic, whatever it is. So like, let's say you wanted to know about, let's say like a super mini or whatever, which is pretty broad, but it basically goes from the latest post to the very beginning, 2.5 or 3 years ago when the Discord was started, of people just talking about a super mini, or let's say it's a Pyramid DBA or whatever it is. So you can type information in here and narrow it down and find old results about anything you're interested in, or if you need information quickly, don't forget the search bar, because it is like your best friend. And I found a lot of answers without bothering anybody just by doing that. So anyway.
I like how you put that. You found a lot of answers without bothering anyone.
Yeah.
It's not a bother though, guys. It's not a bother.
I know, but I feel bad. Like I go in there and I'll post something like, how do you do this? Whatever. And then you got to sit, you wait like 10 minutes or something sometimes for somebody gets back to you, or I'll send people a message, and I know everybody's busy. Yeah, and it's like, I feel really bad because I'm like, I could have probably found the answer myself. And that's when I started just doing it myself, because I felt bad for bothering people. So let's see. I think this is the one that is, this is it. So is this the one? Is this the same one?
No, I think this one's got more.
I think she goes.
This has got more, it looks like.
I think she goes in. Yeah, because this is the one that I saw where I think she actually goes inside and opens it up so you can see the hole and where the toys drop in or whatever it is. But there is a lot of really cool things that I thought about doing with this machine the other day. there's these standalone prize lockers now that have come, and they're actually not expensive at all. They're really inexpensive. And if you bought this machine and put a standalone prize locker right next to it and had the keys to that prize locker hanging from these for the big prizes, because you can program, so there's 40 of those spinners, right? And then 3 of them you can program, which she's pointing to right now. I think those are the ones that are a little bit more, like you can actually set each one of those 3 differently. So like depending on what prizes you had in the locker, like how cool would it be to like do the keys, so people are trying to win the key to win the prizes that are in the locker next to it, besides the Pokemon cards or whatever. I just think there's a lot of opportunity here for other things that you can do, and I really think that. So anyways, that's a little bit on the Discord, and then I found that video today. I actually found it on YouTube, and then I was in the candy machines in here in the Discord. I'm like, oh, there's the video again. So I had it open for you guys. I apologize, but I accidentally closed that. So anyways, so yeah, let me get us back on here. Sorry. There we are. Hi.
There we go.
So
right, well, thanks for the Discord lesson. It was really cool to see that awesome free spin machine. I can't wait to get one. I can't wait to see it in Las Vegas. I can't wait for all this cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think the coolest part about it too is that you have a bonus chance. So, you're not just going to win that, but you also have the chance to win it. What is it? $1,500 electronic bulk machine too. So there's 2 winners this time in Vegas. We actually, I spoke to reservations today on the phone this morning about our rooms. So, cause we have a kind of weird situation where we're bringing the kids. So, I couldn't figure out because, when you go, just so you guys know, when you're MBVA members or if you go to the MBVA website and you talk to them and you actually get a discounted rate on your hotel. So Correct. It's only $95 for each night, which is super cheap because it can be
super cheap for Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's 200. I think it's 180 and up, depending on what type of room you choose in the Westgate. Without, like, if you just went through Westgate itself on their website, or if you went into what's another one of those travel websites like Expedia or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're pricey, like 160 to 300, I think. And so you get it for $95 a night, but we actually need 2 rooms, but we want them joined. So like I had to figure out like how to do that. So basically, if you are doing something similar to that, where you have like one room with another room with a door between, you book both rooms and then you call their reservations desk and speak to. There's like I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically for conferences, like the conference people of the hotel, and then they link the 2 rooms together, and that's how we had to do it. But we got our room booked.
Gotcha.
And then we're just trying to figure out airfare. So
that's where I'm at too. My hotel's booked. I renewed my NBVA membership, so I'm all good to go there. But I'm still looking for the right flight deal, and the flight deal is always the most expensive part for me.
Yeah,
because I'm literally flying across the country.
Seriously, guys, I see and I'm looking at the chat. For those of you who don't know, I see them talking about PA Pokemon Pulse. He is the guy. If you want cards for your sticker machines or any of that stuff, you need to contact him. He's in the Discord, and contact him because that's what his YouTube channel is all about, is basically opening up cards. So he's got thousands and thousands of cards. And we've ordered, I don't know, I think we're up to like 8 or 9 boxes now from him of cards for our machines. And they're way less expensive than if you want it, because we originally were buying them from Amazon. I think it was like 100 and something cards for $10 or something. I don't know what it was we were paying. And, you get such a better deal through him. Yeah. And then he can custom make the order for you. So like if you want to have, some, what are they called? The good ones, not foil, right? What are the ones called that are better?
Rares, ultra rares, full arts?
No, they're called something. He'll tell me here in a second in the chat, but there's like a name for it where it's like shoot, I can't think of the name of it, but you can make it so he puts more of those in there. And so like what we do is we always do 2 cards per vend, and holographic cards. Yeah,
holographic cards. Okay.
Yeah, so if you wanted to do because we do that where we don't want people just to win crap. Like we want them to have some good cards in there too. And he has a lot of stuff. So he puts like every fifth one, he puts a holographic card. So then that way, we have a pretty good, and then people come back. The kids come back and buy more and more and more. And we'll go to locations that tell us like, oh yeah, this one kid, he's always buying cards. And, because he's getting good results from the machine. And you do want people to win, and you have to pay a little bit more, but you're still making a ton of money. So don't stress out. I mean, we're doing 2 cards for $1. So I don't know what you're running yours at, but that's what we're doing.
Same. I'm doing the same. Yeah.
And I mean, you can't beat it. You're making really good money with the Pokemon cards. They're super popular. But PA Pokemon Pulls is your man, and he has helped us out immensely, and he's great. And he's in the Discord, and you can get in touch with him there.
Yeah, guys, have no fear. He's a verified seller. All is good. He's not a scammer or anything like that. I actually just had lunch with him literally in person a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he lives near you. So
well, when I was home visiting, I know him personally, so he's legit. Don't you worry about that.
Matt can vouch for that guy, and so can I. Like I said, we've ordered quite a few boxes from him, and we're starting to run low again, and we're gonna have to order more. But it's nice to know who you're buying from, and it's also he's great on the phone. He's actually, I don't know how old he is, because I feel like he's around my age, but maybe he's younger. But he likes a lot of the stuff that I like. We're like the same, like generationally, like in the things that we like. But he's just a cool guy. So like, it's nice to help people out that are cool, and that's
agreed.
Yeah, it's nice. So
I know we got a couple super chats to address.
Okay.
I know there's one from Cody. I think I saw another one from Waco. So let's make sure we get those addressed real quick here.
Sure. So I got this one. Let me go back.
All right. Here's the one from Cody. A $2 super chat says, "Let's get PA a vendor channel." I thought we had something in there already.
I thought he did too, but maybe if he doesn't, he needs one, and that would go in the section, under, like I showed you in the Discord, where those are all the people where if you want to order stuff, they got their own channel, and you can contact them. He seems like, to me, he probably just rather have you just directly message him and talk to him about stuff, because he's busy. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and you can just ask some questions. But it's up to him.
He says he posts in general, and I think the for sale.
Yeah. So there you go. So all right. Next. Oops. There we go.
All right. The next super chat coming in from Waco's Car Wash, Channel Elevators and More. A $5 super chat says, "On my thumbnail is one of the elevators I rode on Monday. It's from the 1920s. Video on his channel." Cool. Oh, it's got one of those like little dial things.
Yeah, and I saw that, and that brings back one of the best trips I ever took. And we're about 2.5 hours from San Francisco, and I worked in radio for almost 11 years. And I got the chance to go see the Rolling Stones in San Francisco. It was like one of the last shows they did. And I called around at all these different places, and I said, I want to stay like in a cool hotel, Mm-hmm. And if you go to San Francisco, there's like all these hotels that are like smashed, like together, that go straight up with like they're only like 2 rooms wide. And like, we stayed in one of those. It was the coolest place ever, and it had like the thing that closed with the elevator, and like and it had that dial like hit, and it just, you just get that feeling of just that old nostalgia feeling of staying somewhere like that, and then seeing a show like that. It was awesome. So I definitely know when you get into elevators like that, like it's almost scary but kind of cool at the same time.
It's like, is this thing rickety? Is it safe? Is it gonna fall apart? I don't know.
Right.
Hey, quick place here in the chat.
I know. Smash that
like button, guys. That's right. Hit that like button. Just like Quick Play says. Thanks, guys.
So I watch a lot of live feeds, and I had no idea how that worked. And one guy did a really good explanation on
Tell us about it.
So he said that what happens is that, YouTube is basically people are on their live, and it's constantly looking for not so much viewers that are maybe on that live stream, but it's looking for action. So it's looking for like comments, it's looking
engagement
for engagement in the actual live stream. So when people do smash that like button, it puts it up there in the recommended videos and live streams for people. So if you guys can do that, it does help us out, because then we'll get more viewers. We're already at 41, it looks like right now. We'd love to be at like 141 or 241, and we do get like 300 or 400 views later on overall on the live stream, which is great because people go back and watch it, or they listen to it or whatever. But yeah, I just, that's what it was about. It's about interaction. with the live stream. So please smash that like button. And thank you, Eli and Cody, for that. Appreciate that.
For sure. All right, another super chat coming in, this time from PA Pokemon Polls. Looks like he's decided. He says, I vote that I need that channel too.
It's yours,
so
man.
I guess we need to make that happen, right?
I really feel like it's a needed addition to the Discord, and you know, a lot of people are starting to get into, especially with the new electronic bulk machines that are coming out, and like the one that you got, Matt. Like, you know, they want that kind of stuff. So it's definitely needed. Sure. So we will for sure talk to Delwig and make sure that you get a channel, and then you'll have basically authority over that channel, and you can control it and that kind of stuff. So it'll be for sure, because I want people to have the same experience we had, and I know Matt's had, and that, you know, you get good stuff. So
absolutely.
Sure. All right.
Absolutely. All right.
Okay, so I was gonna have David talk about this. I'll bring it up while we're here, but
yeah, let's talk about next.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so I read all those emails that got posted in the Discord, and I think there's just a lot of confusion, a little bit. And correct me if I'm wrong here. I might be way off base, but from what I took away from those emails is what they are telling us is that Next is a general liability insurance company.
Right.
Meaning, no matter what machines you have, doesn't matter what machines you have, the insurance covers the operator of those machines from liability purposes. So, for example, if a kid shakes your machine and they shake it too hard and it falls on top of them and they break their arm, just an example, then you would be covered by the insurance company Next should the event that that person or that person's family come after you legally.
Right.
Right? Is that what you're getting to? Because like,
but it does not cover your equipment.
Yes. That's where the confusion comes into place, because everyone is like, they're saying it's not covering my claw machine.
That's the way I understand it too. And I may be totally wrong, but exactly what you're saying. So, and what Quick Play is saying is we have State Farm, and the reason that we have State Farm is because we're quite a bit of equipment, and we're you know, we started with full line, and our full line machines are really expensive. So, because we bought all our machines new, and you're talking $5,000 to $6,000 per machine. And when we looked around insurance, we didn't know anything about Next Insurance, and it wasn't available when we signed up. The only company that we could find that would cover the equipment was State Farm. They were the only ones that had a vending policy that covered the equipment. And since then, we've just, every piece of equipment that we've gotten, we've just added to the policy, and to cover it in case something goes wrong. They also do $1 million liability policy. That's part of that. So if something happens, like Matt's talking about, somebody gets hurt or something happens, then you're covered. More than likely, I'm not sure if that's the case, but if you were driving to a location and something happened while you're driving to go fill your machines, they're going to cover it because it's a liability type thing to do with the business and you operating that business. And the equipment that's on site, it covers it for repairs and maintenance and all that kind of stuff if something were to break. The other thing that's cool about State Farm that we really liked is, this was before we found out about Next 2, was that we did a lot of fairs back in May, June, and July, and they actually will do a policy as part of your policy that they'll give you for the fairgrounds and the locations that you may be doing. If it's a craft fair, whatever it is, they'll give you a policy for those days that covers your business and lists you as additionally insured on their thing, so you don't have to purchase their insurance for the location that you may be doing your event at. So we did that for every one of we had 12 fairs we did, and we did it for every one of our fairs through State Farm, and it cost us nothing. It didn't cost us anything to do that, where each, depending on the fairgrounds, it was anywhere between $500 to $1,000 for their policy for their insurance that they wanted you to pay for, which we didn't have to do. So if you're a small-time operator, you got 2 or 3 machines, maybe even 10 or 12 machines, something like Next makes sense, because it is only liability. You're not worried about replacing your equipment. It's a $1,200 claw machine. It's not a $5,000 vending machine. So to me, something like that when you're a small time operator makes sense, and you only need liability. It's like when you do like auto insurance, just like Matt's saying, like you can choose. Do you want to cover and have full coverage for your vehicle? What is it? It's like damages. Do you want to have other what is it called? Like if somebody gets hurt, if you want to, do you want to add all those things to your policy? You can. Do you want your deductible to be only $500? You can do all that kind of stuff on a State Farm type policy, but like on a generic basic have insurance to cover yourself in case something happens. Remember too that if you have an LLC, that also protects you. So if somebody's going to sue your company, they're going to sue your company. They're not going to sue you because you have an LLC. So make sure you get that first before you worry about insurance, because you want to make sure that nobody can sue you for something. They can sue what the business is worth, and then let that happen, and they can't come after you and your house and your car and all that kind of stuff. So
right.
The way I understand it, and we'll wait till David comes back because he's been on the phone with them all week, and I feel really bad for him because I don't know how many hours he spent on this whole next insurance thing. The way that Matt and I understand it is that it's a liability insurance only. Does not cover your machines. Does not cover the machines when you drop them off. It covers if something happens because of your business, and something happens because of the business, but because of the equipment, if that makes sense. So that's the way I understand it. Somebody like Quick Play, you should have business insurance or like a State Farm policy or something like that, and they can do both. I mean, State Farm's great. They can do one for your arcade, and they can do one for all your vending machines that are around. And for you, that makes way more sense. For somebody that's doing like 3 or 4 machines, I think liability is probably enough to get you by for a little while. If you want to pay for it, sure. I know the one guy that I was talking to in the Discord, his name's Ziggy in the Discord, he called State Farm, and for what he had, which he's a small-time operator, it was only $30 a month. So you could get State Farm, cover your equipment, and be around $30 to $40 probably a month versus $20 to $25 a month with Next. So totally up to you. Just options, but I would make sure you get in writing what's exactly covered and that you understand that, and give them all the scenarios and make sure that it's exactly what kind of coverage you want to have. So anyways, yeah, I think you're right.
So there you go. Yeah. Next is for liability for the owner of the machine. So that means your company owns the machines, therefore that would be covered from a liability standpoint. But it's not going to cover for damages to the machines or something like that. That would be equipment insurance. That would be a separate thing.
Right. Which we wanted because we've seen, I don't know how many things on Facebook where people just take stuff and smash the front of your full line machine and bust out the glass, and and that's the kind of stuff that's covered under our policy. So they would pay for the new glass, they'd pay for the guy to come out and put it in, all that kind of stuff because we have that insurance. But I'm sure there's a deductible we'd have to cover first, but that's kind of what you want to look at is like how big or how much do you want to cover. If you can afford it, I mean, if you have mini claw machines, they're doing very well. Most of the people I know, they're doing very well, and you could probably afford to have a pretty good insurance policy with the money that you're making on your claw machines. It's just people, it's paying for the what if, and some people, they don't like that. They don't. It's like a life insurance policy. It's like. Also,
it depends, like too. How handy are you? Like for me, it doesn't make sense for me to get equipment insurance on my machines because number one, I don't want to pay the deductible, and number two, say somebody smashes the glass front of one of my machines, I'm going to go get a piece of glass cut from a glass cutting factory and install it myself. That's all I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Like there's all those kind of things. So
and then you have Jonathan, who's the exact opposite, sitting over here in California, who we dropped a machine the other day and busted out both sides of the glass on the claw machine. Yeah. And I've spent almost a week trying to figure out how to get the top off the thing just so I can get to the glass. So that's the difference with you and me. And like finally Sam, because he's the smart one, he figured it out. But I'm not the handy guy. So for me, like that doesn't, and you've been around these machines a long time, and that kind of goes back up to, I can't remember his name up top that asked, what machine do I buy first? Buy the one that you can learn the most from and you can get the most help with to start out. And then after that, you can be more on your own and go from there. But yeah, it's overwhelming, and it's funny because a good example, is I was actually on the phone with Corinne, Moonwater Minerals, which is not Moonwater Minerals anymore. It's
Mulberry Vending. Yes.
thank you, Mulberry Vending.
Yes.
And she called me. They were at one of their locations, like at 7:00 at night. She's like, "Can you please help me? Like, we have 2 machines and the DBAs aren't working, and we can't figure it out." And I'm like, "Yeah, And it took me back to that live stream, where everybody was telling me, and you were telling me, like, just pull on it. I'm like, no. It's like I was scared, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it was the same exact scenario happened with her, where she hadn't had that happen to her yet. One of them had a penny stuck in it, of course. And then the other one had like a piece of paper, a piece of dollar bill that had like gotten ripped off in the thing, and it was covering up one of the sensors, but you couldn't see it. And I'm like, stick your finger in there and like, wipe it out and run a towel through. And sure enough, there was a piece of dollar bill in there. But like, those are the things that if you haven't seen them or you don't know, you need to learn, and that's when you can call somebody like Candy Machines on the phone and say, I can't figure this out. And it was funny because her husband was on the phone with Kevin from Candy Machines. He was trying to help him with the one machine, and she's like, "I feel bad calling Kevin, and I don't know what to do because it's like 7:00 at night, And she's calling customer service, and of course he answered, and she's like, "Please help me! I don't want him to have to bother him with both." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll help you guys." So definitely, it's a learning curve. So here's Cody says, next covers only the owner at their place of business. It won't cover a machine on any location other than the one you play on your place of business. So if you cloth falls on a kid or stuff, you're stuck. So
I'm not sure I understand that statement there.
it sounds like what they're saying is that if you put it on location somewhere else, they won't cover it. Is what he's
Equipment or
saying.
liability?
That's what the question is. So
Yeah,
that's where I think
that's where all the confusion comes into play. So the email that they said they cover liability to the operator of the machine or the owner of the machine,
right.
but they do not cover equipment damages to the machine. So I think that's where the confusion always comes into play, because just when we think we get it clear, we get another confusing statement. And that's why, I always refer back to that email that was posted in the Discord where it says they're covered for liability to the owner of the machine.
Yeah.
But not equipment damages.
So what that means is, and I think that's where like Cody and a few other people may be confused, because we're not saying the equipment's covered.
Right.
And we're not saying, what we're saying is that anything that happens because of your business is covered with liability. So, and I don't know if that's 100% sure. David said he was on a call to make sure, because he was confused also. From what he was told, you were covered if something were to happen, but you're not covering the equipment. And that's the thing, is that what people are, like even Cody wrote it in his thing. He said, next covers only the owner at their place of business and does not cover the machine. Yeah, it doesn't cover, we're saying it does not cover any equipment. So,
right.
And I think that's one of the things that, like, when you look at there was one guy that this Ziggy guy in our Discord, he actually got the low end policy. And I said, would you mind posting that in Discord? Take your information off it, but post the policy that you got so people can see what's covered in the policy. And I'm sure once he posts it, you'll see it'll be separated. So you'll have a liability section, and then you'll have an equipment section. And that's where...
Yep. That's what cleared it up
somewhere, but I don't want to put our name and stuff on there and everything. But
right.
Ours is pretty big, because we have a lot of equipment. So like it's a pretty large policy. I mean, ours costs us, it's about $600 a year for our policy. So it can get up there, but we also have a lot of equipment, and we wanted all of our equipment, except for these new ones that we got, this arcade stuff, is all new. So we wanted to make sure that if something happened to them, that they're covered, because we spent a lot of money on them. 2 years down the road, probably not. We're probably going to lower it back down, because there really is they're not really worth something with the depreciation value of those machines at that point. So, but right now, yeah, it makes sense to us to have them fully replaced, because they were costly. So, yeah. So this is the one thing that I'd find out, Eli and Cody, is we think it is liability. That's where we think it is.
Per the email that was shared.
That's the way that I read the email also. And Matt actually had to explain it to me because he's better at reading this kind of stuff. And because when you read something like my brain, I have to read it like 10 times before I actually get it. And my brain, Matt's got a very like black and white brain, and like you know what I mean? Like you read something and you understand it immediately. Where me, like I'm like, oh, it's cool and whatever, you know, like that's my brain. So, because I'm like a little kid, so I had to like focus, you know, in order to read stuff like that. But you picked it up right away, and you're like, no, dude, it's liability only, and this is what it is. And I'm like, oh, I see that now. It took me a minute, but thanks to Matt, because he's the smart one when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I never claimed that part, but
oh my god. So,
but again, David is currently working with them. So if there's any changes, if there's any updates, we'll be sure to let you know for sure.
Yeah, he's digging into Next, and that's why we want to. You know, the last thing that we want is people not to be covered or to have something happen. And by any means, people. The reason that Next came up in the first place is that we had a lot of people in the Discord that are small-time operators. You know, they have 1 to 5 machines, and they're like, we want insurance. You know, like, but I don't want to spend $400 a year or whatever it is on insurance. Like, and so we found, well, actually David found Next because they were offering, you know, this type of liability insurance for businesses. And from everything that he had talked to them and over and over again, and he's been doing this for like a year and a half trying to get this all straightened out. And so I think it'll be the light is at the end of the tunnel. If you are concerned, I recommend, we have State Farm. It's great for us. We pay for it, but we are fully covered. We're covered for liability. We're covered for equipment. Like I said, we can do those types of events like, you know, ENT Amusements does them too. Eli and Taylor, like they do their Fright Nights and those types of events. If you do those types of things, you can get those kind of policies for those short-term events that you have for free. So there's a lot of benefits that we use as part of our policy, and we don't mind spending it because, like I said, if you have multiple claw machines, you make enough that you can afford, you know, $50, $60 a month, and it makes sense, you know, by the end of the year that you're fully covered and you don't have to worry about it. Plus, if you go into a location and you're talking to them, which Amelia does a very good job of this, is that it's one of the things that she says, and you guys heard her when she did her little spiel. She says, we have our own LLC. We're fully insured. We have our own insurance. All our equipment is covered. So if anything happens to our equipment, you don't have to worry about any of it. We take care of everything. And it's the truth. I mean, if anything happens, and you know, these restaurants and stuff have their own insurance, so they're not really worried about our insurance. But the fact that they can go like this and wipe their hands of anything that has to do with our machines makes them feel so much better when they put that over there in the corner, you know. So that's another thing that can help you sell a location too. So.
For sure. All right.
Sorry.
I'm sure we missed a ton of comments. Did we miss any super chats? I feel like we might have missed a super chat.
2.
Well, let's go and address the super chats because I thought I saw some come in. Here we go. First super chat up. It's from Waco's Car Wash channel, Elevators and More. I feel like we just got over this topic. So who would you all recommend for insurance for vending? So, you know, we talked about Next, but, you know, Jonathan talked about State Farm. I use a local company for me, and I just have general liability. I'm not interested in the equipment insurance because, again, most damages that I'm going to go through, unless they, you know, set fire to my machine and completely destroy it, you know, the damages are probably going to be less than whatever the deductible is. So keep that in mind too. Find out what your deductibles are.
Especially with claw machines. And most new machines, like, you know, full line vending and stuff like that. I had heard horror stories of, you know, parts being expensive, like compressors and all these other things. They're going to cover them for a year, most likely anyways. So you're not really going to have to stress about that. But when you're running multiple things and everything, you know, like Matt's got a bunch of new equipment that he's going to be working with and stuff, like, you know, it could make sense for him to up his policy and do, you know, some equipment on the new or some insurance on the new stuff if he wanted to, just to make himself feel better about maybe he doesn't have to worry about it. Like maybe it costs, you know, so much money to fix. I don't know. It's totally up to you what's best for your business. And if you're really worried about it, go State Farm. If you want something simple and easy that we believe is liability only, then go with Next. but I know that State Farm's a great company. We've had best of luck with them too. So, anyways, all right. Sorry. Next.
Next super chat coming in from Chevy Cavalier 00 with a $5 super chat says, so I have 2 machines, same location for 2 months. One did great, the other almost half in sales. I just put the same good mix in both. What are your thoughts? I'm guessing one machine looks more attractive than the other, honestly.
You know what's funny about that?
Yeah.
I was talking to another vendor because we're getting some change machines for one of our locations. And she said, I have this double change machine that has like 2 DBAs and like, and 2 troughs. And like, it's like a big one at one of our locations. Yeah. And she's like, the left one, like, she's like, we'll have like a quarter of the money in it. And the right trough will have like full, and she goes, I think it's just because everybody's right-handed. She's like, I don't know what. Could be. She goes, it's also closer to the door. Yep. But, it really, Chevy Cavalier, I really think it could be the way the machine looks. It could be the way that it's played. It could be
so many different things.
Yeah, so many different things.
The way the machine plays.
It'd be interested to see a picture of the setup.
Somebody might have won one time from the left machine and not from the right machine, so they're always going to play the left machine. I've got a friend who owns a laundromat who we actually had a conversation about this too, how certain washers, even though they're all the same, will make a lot more money than other washers just because people have a favorite washer. It's weird, but I think that's
probably what's closer to the bench where they sit
something
or whatever.
Like something like that.
But it also could be, I don't know if you're running prizes in your prize locker, at the top. It could be what's in your prize locker. I don't know if it's exactly the same prizes up top. I know that we have a location, our diner location, where we have a Galaxy and we have a Sweet Treat, and they're both 24 inchers. And when we originally set it up, we weren't smart enough to like separate our prizes out. We just had a bag of mix and we threw the same mix in both machines. And the Galaxy did like 3 times as many sales. And I think it's just because it's a cool looking machine.
It's the way it looks, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you could see it like a mile away. And the Sweet Treat's a cute machine too. But they just were all about the Galaxy. And so then once we actually separated the mix and like put some of this on one and some of the other, then it actually kind of balanced out where they'll play both machines depending on what they want to win. But I would try that too. I would separate it up and put, maybe you put Pokemon and Mario in one, and then you put Nickelodeon and Disney in another, or whatever it may be, and then see how they do. And it could be, and then you may still run into the same issue. Who knows, man? People are weird. So, but yeah.
Well, I see he just commented. He says, I think you misunderstood my question. I now just put in the same mix. I had 2 different mixes prior. So apparently people just like the one mix better then, if that's the case.
Then that would make sense. And that's 100% what it is, because then it depends on what's in there. And it's funny because we noticed a big difference when we split them up. And it didn't matter what the machine looked like. They wanted to win the prizes that were inside.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi, Lolly.
Hey,
Lolly's
Lolly.
actually in Southern California near us. Well, not near us. Actually, she's down quite a ways. But
I was going to say, you're not near Southern California.
Great lady. No, she's down way down south. So, all right, let's go back up and see what else I missed. So,
because I know we missed a ton.
Well, most people are just talking about insurance. And here's a good comment from Eli and Cody, and basically said, he's working on it. So, and we really want everybody to succeed, and we really want everybody to do well. And we're not experts on insurance by any means. And David has recorded conversations in the Discord, asking them directly all the questions that you guys are asking, because he takes all the comments and then he calls them and basically asks them all those same questions. So if you want to hear his conversations, they're actually in the Discord, and you can listen to them because he records his conversations with them and what they say. So that might be an option for you too, just to go back and listen and see, and maybe that'll kind of spell it out for you a little bit too. But all right.
And for the record, when I'm talking about it too, I'm strictly referring to the email that was shared in the Discord that laid out what I had said.
Yeah. So
shout out to Doeg for starting the forums section in the Discord. What's the
Doeg? I'm telling you, man, that guy, like, I don't think anybody knows how hard that guy works in the Discord.
He puts a lot of hours in.
He puts a lot of hours in, and he doesn't get paid. None of us get paid to do the Discord, and the time and effort that we put in. Like David's all his phone calls, though he's not getting paid to go do all those phone calls. Like he does it for you guys to answer your questions. So, there is an affiliation part of that with Next. That it is an affiliation link, so money does come in back into the Discord or to an account for as part of our thing with Next. But we only do it to get you guys insurance. And so the thing with State Farm or anybody else, like we said, we want you to be successful, and we don't say that you have to use Next, that you have to just do what's right for your business. And we're trying to make sure that we have all the answers for you, because like I said, we're not experts. It's like us telling you what to put on your taxes. Like you do not
we'll never even
want to
talk
ask
about
me.
that.
Yeah, Matt would be more than me. I have no idea on taxes, and it's the same with insurance.
Yeah.
I spent 2.5 hours with our insurance guy. He's about 45 minutes away from us, trying to just explain to him like what we do, because and he had to research the vending part of our policy, because they don't do that very often. And so he had to go and do a lot of research to figure out what was going on with State Farm. So make sure you spell everything out for them, and that you understand what you're getting when it's on your policy. So, but it is a big concern for us, and we want to make sure that you guys know that it is an affiliation thing, but it's not. That's not the reason that we do it. We did it because we were looking for a cheap way to get people insurance, and then they wanted to be part of the Discord, and we're like, well, then you need to put money into there, because these people are paying you every month, and we want to make sure that they're taken care of. So that's more what it's about. So, okay, Matt, question for you, sir.
Question for me. Let's go. Oh, okay. From Tyler, he says, "Are you covering any auctions soon? Doesn't look like they have any dates listed for 2024. So we talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago, or maybe even last week. I can't remember. But so there was an issue with the auction company. So the owner of the auction company has passed away. So it's very unfortunate. So I've still been talking with some of the other people involved with the auction company. They have told me they plan on continuing on and having auctions. There was one scheduled for actually January 20th that has been canceled. That one is not happening. The next one is supposed to be currently contingent for sometime in February. The problem with like the website that you're referring to, that they haven't updated any dates or anything on the website, is because they don't have access. The owner who had all that access is unfortunately no longer with us. So they're trying to gain access to all that stuff in order to be able to update that.
It's a bummer.
It's terrible. I mean, Mark was a great guy, so it's unfortunate that that he left us so soon. But know that the auction company is working on moving forward and continuing to have auctions. We're just not sure. There's a lot of stuff that's still up in the air right now, so we're waiting to find out what's going to happen with all that.
So
but I do plan on going to some and covering them. Sorry about that.
That's all right. This is actually one of my favorite questions, and I can go first or you go first. But
go ahead.
Okay, so I was actually on the phone talking to somebody about this today, and I always tell our story of we had this really busy Mexican restaurant that's near our house. It's about 8 or 9 minutes from our house, and it's busy. Like it's like the best Mexican food you've ever had in your entire life. So we put a machine in there. It was a Super Mini from CandyMachines.com, and first time we put it in there, it was doing great. It was doing like $200 to $300 a week at this location, and it was busy. Impossible. Yeah, Disneyland numbers. It was just crazy, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, sweet. We're all excited because we go there all the time. We eat. And then all of a sudden, like about 4 weeks, maybe a month and a half goes by, and it starts doing $40 a week. And I'm like, what the heck's going on, And so we had just added NIAX to the machine. It didn't come on it. We took it home, we installed it and put it on there because we were all excited. We ordered it from shopniax.com and used Galaxy Games 843's code. Ordered an NIAX, put it on there, and I actually did a video of me installing it. It's on our channel. And I wired it and soldered and did the whole thing, and it's actually on our channel, which they do it for you now at Candy Machines, which is nice. You don't have to deal with that anymore. But when I was doing it, it was brand new and nobody had installed. There was no videos out there you could find. So we go and we put it back on location, And so I'm watching it every day because with Mac, this is the coolest part about, I think, for what you pay for
There's
a credit
so many
card
cool
reader.
things.
Yeah,
so many
there's
cool
a ton of
things,
cool
but-
things. But for claw machines in particular, you can see when the machine's on. You can see how much it does. Almost every, I think it updates every, I think 10 minutes or something like that. It updates the
Maybe
number.
maybe even quicker
Maybe
than that.
faster now at this point. Like it's almost like instantaneous. It updates your screen. You can see how it's doing, what's being sold, and everything on the fly on your phone, right? So I started going on there and watching it, and it was off. So I'm like, great, I installed something wrong, so I go over there,
Nope.
and we pull in, and it's on. And I don't think I've ever told the full story of this. So basically, we're like, oh, that's weird. So then I'm thinking to myself, I come home, I'm watching it, and it's off again. And I'm like, what is going on? Come to find out, the mom was actually unplugging the machine because she was worried about electricity at night, and then it wasn't getting plugged back in when the kid, because there was the daughter, would run the store during the day, and then the mom would run it at night in the evenings. And so she would unplug it, and when she left for the night, but the daughter would never plug it back in. So, because she didn't think about it, it wasn't like malicious or anything like that. And the mom was just trying to save money on electricity. She wasn't doing it like to be mean. So it wasn't on all day long. And like lunchtime there is like packed. I mean, it's like busy. And that was a lot of our money was during lunchtime. And then mom would kind of come in sometimes and she'd plug it in if she remembered or not. It would just stay off. So it was off almost the whole week. But until we got the Nyax, we had no idea that it was off. So then what would happen is the girl felt so bad that when we were pulling in, she'd see our car and she'd go plug it in. And so so then when we came in, it was on, but it wasn't because she was being like me, like trying to be like, oh my God, they're coming. She felt bad because she looked over, seeing us show up, and it wasn't on. She's like, oh crap. And she plugged it in. So when we walked in, by the time
So you had no idea.
No, because by the time we unloaded the car and grabbed our bag and whatever and walked in, the Nyax had already booted up and everything was
all
really
booted
like,
up,
yeah, we had no idea. And so one day, Amelia, every time we went in there, she always the youngest daughter collected duckies, rubber duckies, and she said, and so I saw that it was off, and I kept saying, I was talking to the little girl, and I said, she's like 15 or whatever, and I said, I don't understand because like something's wrong with my credit card reader, and it shows that it's off. She goes, it's because it's off, and I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, well. She goes, my mom unplugs it at night, and she goes, we forget to plug it in during the day.
Well, they were honest. That's
Yeah,
good.
and because she's 15 and she's younger, so she's like honest. She can't lie. And Amelia's always giving her rubber duckies, like being nice, and she felt horrible. So back to what this whole story is about is that you can see your machines 24 hours a day, see what they're doing, how much money they're making. If you're running full line, you can do all your inventory and stuff on the machine. There is so much cool stuff that you can do. I highly recommend them in the fact that you can increase your sales because nowadays nobody carries cash hardly anymore. If you go to a location, they'll ask for people for change and stuff like that. But most of the time, people have cards. And what we learned, like in one of our busiest boba spots where we have an Nyax, is that the kids use Apple Pay. And their parents put money on their Apple Pay. And we didn't realize it till we were having a burger one day there. And the kids were just pumping the Apple Pay into the machine. And it's just money that their parents put on their Apple Pay. So it does Apple Pay, it does Touch Pay, it does all that kind of stuff. We run ours probably like you do, where we have multiple payment choices. So a lot of people worried about fees. We do pay a fee for each unit. But what we do on ours is that we charge a 10-cent fee for every transaction that goes through our Nyax. So we offer coin, we offer bill, and then we offer credit card. But if people want to use credit card, they need to pay for it. And they need to understand that we've got coin and we've got bill. So if you don't want to pay the 10-cent fee and you're going to throw a fit about it, then put $1 in there or put a quarter in there. But everybody that goes anywhere knows there is always a debit fee when you go into most places to pay with a credit card. Nobody has ever thrown a fit for us adding that fee. You can do it one of two ways on Nyax. You can just have it come across the screen where it says there'll be a 10-cent fee applied. We don't like that. We don't like it where they think they're putting $1 and they end up getting charged $1.10. So on our screen, we have it at $1.10, $3.10, $5.10, and $10.10. So we actually show the 10-cent fee on the screen. for when they choose the payment amount. But you can do it where it just says add 10-cent fee. But I don't want somebody coming to their bank account and saying, well, why do you charge $1.10? Like when it doesn't, you know what I mean? That one little thing that may come across the screen when you're playing a game, you may not notice that little slogan that's across the screen. So you can put your logo on them now. Like we've got our logo on every single one of our NIAXs. It says Howard Hospitality Group right across the screen. It's cool, man. They've come a long ways. And the fact that you can get them, installed when you order your machines now, or you can have them prepped and ready. So if you order a machine and you add NIAX by going to like shopniax.com and use Matt's code, Galaxy Game 843, you can add one later and it's all set up and ready to go for it. So like if you went to, let's just say canyonmachines.com and you ordered some minis right now and you're like, I can't afford the NIAX, because they're pricey, but you will make your money back. I guarantee you. I highly recommend that you use them in locations that have, like if you're gonna do boba shops, nice dine-in restaurants, those types of things. Mexican restaurants, we do more change and more bills than we do credit cards, but it's still like a 70-30 or 60-40. It's not, whereas if we do our fine dining restaurants, it's like 80-20 credit cards. I mean, it's just that much of a difference because people go in there with a credit card to pay for dinner and they don't have cash in their pocket. So they're just, they go over there and put $10 on the machine for their kids to play. And so, but yeah. So what about you? You use them for everything. So you've got them all over the place.
So my goal in 2023 was to get NIAX readers on all my machines that were compatible to do so. So that means all the machines at the game store, any full line vending machine that was MDB compatible, or if it was upgradable. The only two I don't have them on are that little Coke machine at that car shop, and the drink machine at the diesel garage. Neither of them are super busy locations, so I just can't justify that. But my goal was to get them on all the other machines, including my amusement machines at the game store. And if you watched my last video from the game store, I mean, what a difference it made. I finally got them all in there, I think in November.
Yeah, you even have it on your new bulk machine, which is sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, it was our biggest, most money we've collected ever from one location in 1 month. And 50% of the sales went through those NIAX credit card readers. So what's that tell you? I mean, I think, maybe even to just 10 years ago, people were carrying a lot more cash, but 2020 and that whole thing that happened, and people weren't going anywhere. People weren't going to the bank. People weren't carrying cash. Everyone just got real used to going cashless and using their debit card, using their Apple Pay, using their watch, their phone, whatever. And this is the solution. This, now by having these on your machines, you're providing options. If people want to pay cash, they can. If people want to use their debit card, they can. You're giving them all those options. And to just kind of like to answer some of your questions, is only accepting coins and bills sufficient for a small startup? Sure. Everybody's got to get started. That's how I got started. I didn't do
like
any
we did too. That's what I was
until,
telling you is we added it later on. Yeah,
for sure. I got my first credit card reader. I think it was just about a good year after I'd started up. So I'd built up a little money, was able to reinvest that, and then it's just been going on ever so forward. As far as the fees involved with the credit card readers, I can only speak for NIAX because I use NIAX. I've never used anyone else. There's two options depending on what type of machine you have. If you've got an amusement machine like a claw machine, or the electronic bulk vending machine is the same, you're using the pulse options, then you just want to go with the lower fee, which is $7.99 per month.
Yeah.
If you're using on a full line machine where you're going to do your inventory management, where you want to report the inventory sales and everything, like track the inventory inside the machine for you, then you want to go with a little bit more expensive options, $2 more a month, so it's $9.99 a month. But it reports all your inventory. You can check your machine at any time and see how much inventory is in the machine. Now, I will let you guys in on a little tip. And I know we talked about this in the previous stream, but Gopher and I worked for hours on that new electronic bulk vending machine to get all the settings right. So you can actually go with the lower option, the $7.99, and still manage your inventory inside that bulk vending machine. So that's a little secret. We're not broadcasting that out there, but for all of you watching the stream, all of you in the Discord, if you get that electronic bulk vending machine from canyonmachines.com, we've got all the settings pre-made for you.
Yeah.
So you can just plug that in, have Gopher plug that in for you. You'll get all your inventory, and it's really easy to do.
So I was talking to a vendor today because he's near me, and we were talking about locations. And now that he's gotten established, his lowest location that he has, which is a really kind of busy burger place, his low, all his machines, when he adds them all up together, they average $140 a week. So, which is really good. Like, that's a great number to have. So if you figure you're going to be buying a credit card reader, it's going to cost you $300 for a Nayax reader. But if you get a discount, was it with your discount on Nayax.com?
So I think their sale just ended, so I think it's a little bit more now. But the discount still takes money off. I'm not sure what the current pricing is. I have to check to see.
So around $300 for the reader.
Yeah, we'll say that.
If you figure that you're let's just say it takes you 2 months to pay it off, right? And you're paying only $8 a month. You're charging the 10-cent fee to the customer for their transaction. So the transaction fees aren't costing you any money. So basically you're out $16 for 2 months for that, plus the $300 for the unit. So $316 for 2 months. Then after that, you're now able to receive all 3 forms of payment, be able to do Apple Pay, be able to do Tap Pay, be able for them to insert a card. It takes any credit card that's out there. Then the fact that you can, let's say your CoinMex down, or your DBA's got a penny in it, or whatever it may be, you can still accept payment. You can still check your machine.
My videos.
Yeah, I mean, you can still take, you can still watch your machine 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
You can monitor what's going on with it. To me, in the long run, that's priceless. It does cost you a little bit of money up front, but I really feel like if you're so concerned about what insurance you have and liability and LLC, and you're really concerned about how your business is doing and whether or not the machine's doing well, and making sure that you have all the people, you're going to be all about that. You're going to be that type of vendor.
It's funny. I've got another example of monitoring your machine. So like for example, my laundromat machine. So I am constantly having to go clear stuck coins into CoinMech from that location. But what's funny is obviously Nayax doesn't tell you when you got a coin jam.
Right.
But, the machine's always on. It's on 24/7, and I can see it's always on, so that's never a problem. But if I'm checking it multiple times a day, obviously, but if I've noticed there hasn't been a sale that day, a cash sale, there's a good chance I've got a stuck coin.
Yeah.
And the reason why, it's good equipment, but it's a laundromat. So people are putting coins in that have rolled through the laundry detergent, rolled through the fabric softener, like
gum on them and crap.
Like all the time in the coin buckets, when you see me pour them out, you'll see blotches of like fabric softener or laundry detergent on the quarters. So like that builds up inside the coin mech. So I'm constantly cleaning it, but every now and then they still put a real gummy one in there and it gets stuck. And I can monitor that only by checking to see, has there been cash sales today? If there hasn't, there's a good chance I need to run up there and check. Of course, if it's a Tuesday, there might not be any sales at all. But, if it's on the weekend, especially, there's been no cash sales on the weekend, I got a problem. I got to go figure it out.
So our air hockey table, this is kind of off topic, but it has to do with CoinMex, is like, I ordered a brand new door from Suzo Hap so we're able to take credit cards and DBA and coin. Yeah. And even though it's a brand new CoinMech, the whole entire CoinMech is metal. It's nice, still jammed. So it doesn't matter like how great
in there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how great. But if now we had other forms of payment, and it wasn't until I went there, and we always check them every time we go, and we always run in the quarter, and then I knew it was jammed. But no, the location didn't call me because people just ended up using DBAs or credit cards. Still made a pretty good amount of money. So because we had those other 2 forms of payment, so people still were able to pay with $1, or they were still able to use their credit card. And so that's what it's about, is being able to cover all bases. I hate to say it because it's kind of a bad thing to say, but when a kid wants to play and his parents are like, I don't have any change, it's like, well, the first thing they're going to say is it takes bills and it takes credit cards, because kids are smart, And there's really no way for the parent to say no at that point, because it does accept all 3 forms of payment and they want to play. So most parents are going to make their kids happy. But anyway, so I got a super chat I got to cover here.
Let's go.
And then we should talk about the giveaway again, because
it's already on. Let's do this. All right. So super chat from Waco's Car Wash channel, Elevators and More. A $5 super chat. Looks like it's going to get cold there in Texas. Says next Monday here in Central Texas, our temperatures are going to be below freezing and feel like 0 or negative degrees.
Oof.
I do not envy you, Waco.
No.
I do not envy you at all.
Question about timers. We just put one on one of our machines. Let me find it.
I've got a couple timers too. I use a great one off Amazon.
Let's see. Let's see where we are. I lost it. Where is it? Oh,
well, I did see the comments about timers. So, there's smart plugs out there. If your location has Wi-Fi, you could set that up. Or I think the one I use on Amazon, it was like $12, and it's completely programmable. It's got battery backups too. So if the power should go out or anything, you shouldn't lose your settings.
We ordered ours from Amazon, and it was like you said, but ours is a digital one. And
mine too.
Yeah. So it's the regular square one. It's nice because it has the plug at the bottom, so you can put it up high, and then they can still plug something into the plug. Yeah. And that was because it was for our Taco Twist location. Same issue. We go in there and it was unplugged, and they're like, "Well, we don't want it on all night." And I'm like, "Okay." So I just ordered a timer. I'm like, "Would you guys leave it on if I put on a timer?" And so I went in there and put the timer in, and the guy comes walking by. He's like, "Can you do me a favor?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you, I know we don't close till 10, but can you turn off at 9:45 so my dad can walk by and make sure that it's off before he leaves for that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, no problem, But that's the kind of stuff, you guys, when you have relationships with people, do what they ask and do it quick, and be there the next day or the same day or whatever. And it's funny because they're East Indian and the son speaks perfect English, but his dad, doesn't speak very good English. And so he tried to say stuff to me the other day, and I didn't understand what he's saying. I looked at his son and go, "Please tell me what he's saying," because I have no idea. And they all laughed, and they thought it was funny. And his dad shook my hand. He's like, he goes, "Thanks for asking," in broken English. But it's all about taking care of people. So
what's great too about those programmable timers too, let's say your location is closed on Tuesdays because that's their slow day, so they decide they're going to close on Tuesdays. You can program it day by day, or maybe they're open later on the weekends. You can have it stay on later on the weekends. Yep. There's so many options out there. I also see Cody said, it's a great option when you have a credit card reader that needs reset and you don't want to drive to the location. You can remotely reset your credit card readers, right?
Yeah, you can. You can send pings to them and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So just so you know, if you ever need to reset your credit card remotely, you can do that too, without a timer.
Now, a guy that I know down in Southern California, he has those Wi-Fi ones, and at a couple of his locations, he's got some boba shops and stuff, and because he's got a couple older machines that they're like the big choice and those kind of things. And I've noticed this too, and they'll call me if something's wrong with the machine, and I'll just tell them, just unplug it and plug it back in or whatever, because it just needs to reset sometimes. Yep. And so he's like, I just do it from and he's got them all on his phone, and it's fancy. But I said, well, I hate asking people for their internet, and what if the internet's not working, and I don't know, I haven't really. I mean that's the risk you take when you're using someone else's Wi-Fi. In that case, a lot of places they offer free Wi-Fi and they'll put their password up on their wall or something like that. You can always do something like that. Or if you've got a good relationship with the location, like my game store, I've got access to their Wi-Fi. I've put up cameras in there that for me and given them access, and they've given me access. So all that stuff, just get good relationships if you want to use a Wi-Fi situation like that. And then you would have access to a plug or something like that if you wanted to do that. So, Grey Duck, I don't understand your comment. It says you started using Kiosoft, and I don't have an option to just buy one, which you should. And then second, it says minimum for credit cards is $5, which is not. So ours are all set up for $1, well, $1.10, $3.10, $5.10, and $10.10. And if they do $5, they get 2 plays. And if they do $10, they get, I think, 3 bonus plays. And it does do that because it's all on pulse. So it just sends the amount of pulses to the through the DBA to the machine. So you might want to call Jack or whoever your rep is, or actually just call them for their customer service. Is pretty good, and let them set up that screen for you, because just like the Nyax having that screen, you can do that on Kiosoft too, and we do as low as $1 up to $10. So you might want to check that out, or call me and I can help you. But yeah, you can do that also. So making them pay $5 is pretty steep, like because we get very rarely do we get $10 on our credit cards for some reason. We always get 5, 3s, and 1s. We don't ever get 10s. So to only offer 5s.
It depends on the
or
machine
10s.
too. Like for me,
Yeah.
I get $10 all the time on the key catcher claw machine, or
Oh,
on
yeah.
the barber cut too. I
Sure,
get $10
sure.
on those all the time.
We
Not
get
so
it,
much on the electronic bulk. Usually
Oh,
2,
sorry.
3, or 5. Yeah.
We get it on our Toy Soldier and our Big Choice because those are
Yeah.
bigger machines. But we're still only charging $1. But they just like to put they'll want like a bunch of tries on them for some
Oh
reason.
yeah.
So,
For sure.
all right, let's talk about the giveaway again because we only have 30 minutes left.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Time flies. All right. Let's talk about the giveaway, guys. As you can see on your screen, we're giving away 2 machines this time around. Not 1, but 2. This is the free spin claw machine. I'm sorry, free spin carousel machine, or clip machine, they're sometimes called too, where the carousel in the middle rotates with prizes in each clip. The object of the game is to stop the clip lined up with the plunger, which will drop down and release the clip to release the prize. The other machine we're giving away is the electronic bulk vending machine seen there on the right, both from candymachines.com. So thank you, Kevin, from candymachines.com, for allowing us to work together here in order to give away these awesome machines. And all you guys need to do is fill out a simple form on our Discord server. Once you get that filled out, you are then registered to win, and we are going to give these machines away. Las Vegas, Nevada, March probably 19th, 20th, one of those days in there. Not sure which day yet. Probably the 20th, honestly. I think we did it on that Wednesday last year.
Yeah, we did on Wednesday.
So I'm guessing it'll probably be a similar situation set up that this coming year. But we're going to do it live from Las Vegas, Nevada again. So make sure you guys get signed up to win, so that way you're on that list and your name could potentially be drawn. Again, we're giving away 2 machines, so there's going to be 2 winners. So get signed up.
I can't believe it. It's
I
so
can't believe it either. So
Anime
great
Frank
machines.
in the house. How's it
Oh,
going, sir?
Hey, hi.
That actually looks like him, that picture. That's funny.
Maybe it's one of those AI. Take
Oh,
a
yeah, it
picture
could
and
be.
change it to something like that.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do Yao. Oh, my God, you guys. Thank you. So let me minimize this. And
Let's go.
we actually have a new submission, too, which is really cool.
Oh, good.
So we have a new one. Came in yesterday. So let me
While you're pulling that, do you want to highlight Waco's super chat real quick?
Yes, I can do that.
All right, one more super chat coming in from Waco's Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More. He's talking my language now, NFL football. It's playoff time, guys. He says, y'all ready for the football playoffs? Cowboys play the Green Bay Packers this Sunday. Cowboys are in first place. I don't think that's exactly true. They're not the number 1 seed, right? The San Francisco 49ers are the number 1 seed. So therefore, technically, they might not be in first place, so to speak. But I think they are pretty good doing there. But it's the playoffs. We all know how the Cowboys do in the playoffs. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. Again, go Browns. That's who I'm rooting for. They also play Saturday. We'll see what happens. Thanks for the super chat, by the way.
Yes, thank you. So for those of you who don't know, Sam and Amelia and the Howard Hospitality Group teamed up with Matt and David, and all of us have worked together to create a nonprofit. The nonprofit is called YOW, which stands for Young Entrepreneurs of the World. The idea of the nonprofit is to basically take kids that are under 18 years old and get them involved in starting their own business through vending. So they can choose to do candy machines, they can do claw machines, whatever they want to choose to start out. And thanks for the huge donations from candymachines.com for these giveaways. They will basically have everything they need to start their own vending machine business. And depending on the age and what they may want to do, like some kids just love doing candy, and because I like to eat it just like them. But the idea is that I was having a conversation with this because we're actually we're actually expanding our business, and I was talking to this guy about our nonprofit, and he was saying, he goes, I can't believe your kids, because I was showing them like our videos and kind of what we do and stuff. And I said, well, now we have this nonprofit. And he's like, he goes, it's not so much the kids, but it's the parents, and not getting their kids involved in something. And I said, something like this, and getting them on the right track to starting their own business or doing something for themselves. And I said, it's really sad because I substitute teach sometimes here locally in town because I'm home, doing the business and stuff. And I sometimes fill in for substitute teaching, and the kids are really bad, you guys. Like, they're not good kids. And
it's not the same when we were in school. That's for
sure. And they're super disrespectful. They have their ultimate goal is like getting to break so they can watch TikTok. I mean, that's their life, and it's sad because like for me,
we got to do something to change that.
Yeah, I mean, I was either sports or it was, me, it was video games. I love playing video games, but I had like more of a purpose, and I started working when I was 12 years old at the local grocery store, sweeping the parking lot. And, because my parents, that's how they taught me to do things is to learn about the real world and about how things work. And I can't tell you, how great it's been for our kids to be able to do this. And like the way they hold themselves, they can have full on conversations like Matt and I would with any adult. And you guys will meet them both at IAP or at MBVA coming up. And
so they're coming to Florida too?
I know. Yeah. And so, they're going to be coming to MBVA and everybody gets to meet them. And you'll see, I mean, they're like little adults, and they're 14 and 12. And I think that through vending and through having their own business and stuff, it'll teach them to go out, speak to adults, run their own business, learn about money, learn about how to do inventory and all the stuff that it was, that goes on along with it. So basically where we are with the nonprofit is that it started, it's recognized, it has its 501(c)(3), everything is good to go. I just got the stickers in. I've been waiting on the bank account because they were telling me that I shouldn't receive money or do anything until the bank account's set up. So a few people wanted stickers, and I've been waiting to send them until we got everything set up. But that should be done next Wednesday, and everything will be ready to go. So there's a couple ways that you can help. You can go to yowkids.org, which is actually down in the description, I believe, and you can go check out our website. It's up, it's running. You can see all these submissions. They're all posted on there, and you can actually donate through there. Or if you are a vendor and you want to, if you guys have heard like the Children's Miracle Network and some other things where they used to do the stickers on their machines, and thanks to Matt for all his help with that because I didn't know what I was doing, you can actually order stickers from us, put them on your machine, and then per sticker you pay $1 a month. It goes to the nonprofit, and we can use help with all kinds of things. So give us a call or an email. The way to contact us is on the website, and we have a committee that we put together. There's going to be a board, and basically the first giveaway is going to be at the end of this month. I'm just finishing up with like an attorney is basically there's all these like stupid like paperwork things I have to do. It's very intense, with nonprofits and making sure that all the guidelines and stuff that we have to meet are taken care of. And I'm just like, hey, we want to help people. Can we just do that? And that's not the way it works. You have to do it official, especially in California. And
I'm sure.
So I'm finishing up all those kind of hurdles, and we're good to go. But we actually already have 4 people interested in doing this. And 4 kids that are awesome. We've talked about 3 of them. We got a new one yesterday. He's 17 years old. Super cool kid. Let me pull up that, and then I'll share it with you guys. And then hopefully this should work with the sound. Let me go here. Let's see. Sorry, guys. A little slow here. Okay, so Yao submissions. There it is. Okay. And these are all in the Discord. They're all on our website. So you guys can go there. Let me delete this one because we want to hear it. And if I don't do it right, if I don't share the screen the right way, there it is, then it won't do the sound, I learned.
Of course.
So, yeah, so let me pull this up. So you guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, hi, my name is Maxwell White. I'm 17 years old. I live in northern Colorado. I work part-time at a climbing gym and spend all of my free time rock climbing with my girlfriend. I would love to be considered for the Yao giveaway, as I believe I am a smart and capable person who can turn this opportunity into a career. I've always been entrepreneurial. I've tried selling candy at school, reselling shoes and Legos, and hopefully next, starting my own amusement vending business. Very cool, man. Very proud of you. That's awesome. I have saved up allowances and money for my job for the last year, and I'm almost able to purchase the car I want. However, a second machine will be incredibly beneficial. Also, you could use the giveaway to get you started and then use the extra money to buy extra toys and stuff that you may need to run your business, get your, all the stuff you need. So that's an option too. So good job, Maxwell. I'm proud of you. This is really cool, man. I'm already have a location picked out. My uncle owns a Mexican restaurant near me. Nice. So you already look at that. He's already got a spot. I was diagnosed with autism when I was 9. But I think it helps me more than it hinders me. Because of it, I'm very good at math, and I love doing work with my hands. I think these attributes will help me be a great route operator. My skills at math will help me keep track of profits and product. I also have a ton of experience fixing things, whether it be electronic or mechanical. I've also been obsessed with claw machines and other games. I remember my first win out of a claw machine. It was a panda plush at the Golden Corral when I was 6 or 7, and the joy that it brought me. I love to help bring that joy to other people. I truly love arcade games and want to open my own arcade in the future. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It is such a cool idea. Good luck to the other applicants. Maxwell, man, that is awesome. And here is his video. So let me pop this up here. And let me see if I can make it.
Maxwell White. I live in northern Colorado.
I don't hear it. Do you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it?
This is Maxwell White.
Okay.
I live in northern Colorado, and this is my submission for the YEOW giveaway. I would love to be considered, and a little bit more about me. I like to rock climb a lot. I slackline too, which is walking across a piece of 1-inch webbing. Sometimes I do it really high up, like between 2 mountains, and I have to wear a harness to stay attached. But I think I'd be a great route operator because I am very handy. I can fix a lot of things. I've been fixing my toys and all that kind of stuff since I was very entrepreneurial, since I was like 8 or 9. I've always sold stuff on eBay or sold candy, or I built this little lemonade stand type deal that I put it on the corner and sold candy out of, and that made me a lot of money when for being 12. So considering me to be a winner for this giveaway, and thanks for doing this giveaway. I think it's a really neat idea, helping people out. Thank you.
Very cool.
Isn't that cool?
That is
So
cool.
hopefully everybody can hear that. It's weird because I couldn't hear that at all. So I don't know what.
I can hear it just fine.
You could. Okay. So
Yeah.
hopefully everybody else could hear that too. I couldn't hear it at all, but I've listened to it several times because it's funny because like there's just like certain kids, like I like kids all in all, but there's certain kids that I just want to hang out with. You know what I mean? Like they just seem like it'd be super
I know what
fun.
you
And
mean.
he's
My
just one of those
problem
kind of
is,
kids.
I want all these kids to win. That's my problem.
I
I want to
know.
give them all machines. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine if we could give away 4 of them like the first month? Like how crazy.
That'd be really cool. That'd be really awesome.
So anybody that wants to help, you can contact us on the website. The least expensive way, like we said, is to do the sticker thing where you just basically order stickers from us, $1 a piece, and then basically it's $1 a month per sticker after that, and then that money comes back in, and that'll help us pay to send all those stickers out via mail and that kind of stuff to cover some of our expenses that we need to get going. And then thank you to our sponsors. It sounds like we're going to be getting sponsorships from companies like Nyax and a few other ones, so we can get these kids credit card readers on their machines and have them doing it legit from the beginning, and be super successful. And I can imagine somebody like Maxwell, like he would just go nuts on his MoMA app, and just and keeping track of stuff in his inventory. I mean, I could just see him being so meticulous. And Sam is the same way. Like he's very, like he likes working on things and tinkering with things. Like we had to replace a power supply on one of our machines. Like, can I take it in my room and take it apart? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I want to see what's in there. I'm like, yeah, but that's
exactly how I was when I was.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I still like taking things apart.
Yeah,
and trying to fix
very
stuff.
cool. So that is Yao, and it is in full swing. The website's up. As soon as I get submissions, I basically get their permission to post them on the website and in Discord, and I'm gonna start doing some Facebook stuff and everything. But like for those of you who have been asking us, like I don't know how many. I think at least once a day we get people asking us about videos and stuff like that, and where we're not posting on our YouTube. I was actually really sick the week before last, and I didn't have a voice for like almost 7
remember
days.
last week's stream, everyone?
Yeah, you guys heard how horrible I sounded.
It was rough. It was rough.
That was part of it. We've also been working on Yao and getting that going. We've expanded quite a bit. Like right at the end of the year, we like I said, we added all those arcade games and all the work that went into that before. And then of course there's Christmas, and you know how that goes. And my wife's mom had surgery on her hip, so she went down to Santa Barbara. So just me taking care of her. I mean, it was just a lot going on at the end of the year because we have normal lives too, just like everybody else. But we do plan to have a lot of videos coming up, and it will be good stuff. We want to introduce Yao. We want to talk about the website. We want to do that. We want to talk about what we're doing and how we're expanding. We are in the process, like we did that tool video. Sam and I have designed. We're going to be ordering. I don't know if you know. I didn't know about them until about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. But Milwaukee makes these things called pack outs. They're like these kits that are basically like toolboxes that roll, and so we're going to be putting together like a toolkit, him and I, that we'll do some videos on what's in our toolkit and like how we organize it and stuff, and just stuff that can hopefully help you guys. And then we'll be doing a lot of videos on, and working on the arcades and fixing those up, and we got a lot of cool stuff going on. So we're working on a lot of neat things and a lot of behind the scene things and a lot of stuff to help you guys. So I wanted to say, I mean, we still have 15 minutes, but I wanted to say to everybody, you guys can always call me. Like my number's in our description of all of our videos and stuff. If you guys need help with anything, feel free to call us anytime. We can help you. If you want to get your kids going, contact us through yaokids.org. Submit some stuff, get us some things, and then we're all about helping people. Not just give away machines, but we want to be able to help these kids succeed, like overall, even if they're not winning machines. It's not what it's about. It's about them succeeding. So if they need to call and talk to Amelia or Sam and ask them questions or whatever, like we're all available to help. So just want to throw that out there and let everybody know it's 2024. And Matt and I were having this conversation, I think 2 days ago, about this is like a big year for everybody, I think. You know what I mean? Like this is like where I think everybody's going to do really well and succeed, So it says you're calling me.
I thought you wanted people to call you.
Oh, they're like, why are you calling me? Okay.
Sorry, I thought you wanted people to call you.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Yeah. I ain't got time for you right now, Matt.
We're midstream.
So anyways, 2024, we'd love to help you guys. If you really are looking for like one-on-one, like dedicated help, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Eli and Cody from Quick Play have started a one-on-one, basically. I mean, they'll
mentorship program.
It's intense. So if you're looking to get the help that you really need and you don't know what to do, like Dallas and a few other people is a good example of people just getting started that have all these questions, and not everything's available in the Discord. There's a lot of information in there, but hearing different things from different people, sometimes you want it from, of all we know, the most successful out of all of us, which is Eli and Cody, as far as their own arcade, the most followers, the most subscribers. I mean, they're just blowing up with everything, and I think that if you want help from the best, it's definitely worth the money to get their help, and they have that mentorship program. And I wish it was available when I got started, because I spent way too many hours on YouTube watching too many videos, and before I even found
we all did. Yes, we all did.
Because that's all you really knew what to do was just one. I mean, like what's his name? I can never remember his name, but
the polar bear.
Thank you. Yeah, I watched. Yeah. Every one of his videos from start, and each one's like 2 hours long. I mean, they're long.
They're not that long, but still, I still sometimes go back and like watch a video that, like, because something I needed to reference. It's kind of funny because I'm I'm in the process. I'm making changes in 2024.
Yeah,
I really want to do different stuff. I want to do better. Obviously I'm not going to change like the content we make or anything like that, but like I'm thinking about redoing my studio here in my office, which also doubles as my inventory room. Like all my inventory is like literally like right over there. Yeah. But with this new location too that I'm getting that I can't talk about, we're getting 4 new full line machines, 2 break rooms. So a drink machine and a snack machine in one, and a drink machine and a snack machine in the other. And right now it's got about 80 employees, and by summer they're going to have like almost 300 employees. So it's going to be ridiculous.
Dang.
It's really going to blow up. And like I already
That's
know
like Jaime level right there.
I don't want to say I'm going to go that far, but like it reminds me of his soda or his salsa bottling plant that he had to go to like twice a week.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go to this place like once or twice a week. But, I'm already thinking about my current inventory system is going to be out of date. I'm going to need to change some things. So I might move some things around, move the desk in like the studio section to another side of the room where the inventory currently is, and then redo all the inventory back behind me here because I've got more wall space and I can put more racks and therefore fit more inventory. So I've been, every now and then I'll go back and I'll watch one of his videos or something I remembered that he did that I wanted to see. And I remember he had his inventory rack set up a certain way. So I need to go back and watch that video for sure. Oh, we got a super chat. Here we go from Vending Club. A $5 super chat says, Eli and Cody have helped me through the entire process. This must be one of their mentees. That's cool.
Yeah.
Says, including arranging 2 meetings with laundromats tomorrow morning. Very cool. So not only are they giving you knowledge, they're helping you find locations. I know they did some like graphic designs and website design, all that kind of cool stuff.
I just know awesome. That if I would have been able to like I remember how like when I first, because I didn't meet them till MBVA last year, like in person, and like, they're still a big deal to me because I watched all their videos.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like, and for us to get started, because like I'm one of those kind of people that I never want to take one foot forward or 1 foot forward without knowing what I'm doing. And I really get scared because like we're not rich, we don't have a lot of money.
I think you and I are a lot alike because like when I get into something and I go all in, like I'm constantly reading forums, watching YouTube videos, like no matter what it is. And it's funny because Mrs. Galaxy Games will make fun of me. She'll be like, oh, are you going to watch like the one year I was really into making sure my lawn was perfect. Yeah. So I was watching all these videos on YouTube about, fertilizing and edging and, how the right way to mow and doing your lines. And she's like, oh, you're going to watch grass videos tonight. Like those kind of things. So like, I understand where you're coming from. We want to have the knowledge. We want to have all the tools that we can to be successful.
Well, when I started, because like Amelia came to us, and said she wanted to do this thing. And so I started watching Polar Bears videos. And like she kept coming in the room and she said the same thing. She's like, this guy again? And I'm like, and I go, yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, let me explain to you like why I like his videos. And she's like, okay. And I said, because it's start to finish. Mm-hmm. He shows you exactly how he does everything. He doesn't turn off the camera. Yeah. And you see how he's stalking everything. He tells you little tricks. And instead of being like, oh, I showed up at the location and then you unload some drinks and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's collect the cash. And then we went
machine's
home.
Full. Yeah.
Exactly. And you're like, I go, now I know that that's not what happens. Like I told her, I said, there's a lot more involved in this than I thought there was, because all the videos that I was watching before was those type of videos where it was like, oh, here's my new location and this is our machines and look, and we're out of Reese's Pieces, and it's like, and then all of a sudden, they're stocking it real fast and then they're collecting the money and like, oh, we did $400 and we're going home. And he's like, oh, I'm in my garage, I'm loading up my van. Oh, I'm driving a location. Now I'm unloading my van and my cart. Oh, I'm wheeling my cart in. And you're like, oh, that's how it really is. And that's what was great about his videos was like you got to see, because I think a lot of people get these misconceptions of how vending really is and how little work full line is, and it's not. Like it so is work, and it's not the greatest, like like they see all these people like, oh, I'm making all kinds of money, and then in the background is like this 2012 Nissan Maxima, and like they're like, oh, cool, look at my wheels, and it's like you're like all excited, and like, No, man, that's not the way that it is. Like, it's not that way. Like,
No,
it is
there,
not glorious.
it's true. There's a lot of prep work that goes into
Yeah.
it. There's a lot of labor. There's a lot of
Nothing glorious about
yeah.
being a full line vendor. I mean, the whole thing about it is that the joy that we get out of doing it is the fact that we pick the right stuff that they wanted, or if they ask us for something that we get it for them and they're super excited and we sell 20 of them that week. That's the kind of stuff that we get excited about because we feel like we're fulfilling a need and that makes us feel good. But like the whole rest of it, it's not was cracked up to be. I tell you guys, like you really need to work and it's hard
a lot of work.
And it is, you know, and it definitely pays off because you make good money if you put the right stuff in the machine and you take care of your stuff and you do what you're supposed to do. Sure. But it's not as easy as you think. So definitely watch more videos and go back and watch Polar Bear's videos because it's start to finish. And, you know, he's a scruffy looking guy and that's how he rolls up and he does this thing and he's very honest about everything that he does, which is really cool. Like he says it like it is. So I really appreciated his videos. And then you go back and watch the other.
You know, it's kind of funny because I try to model some of my videos like he did. You know, so I go from showing up at the location to stalking and then collecting the money. But you know, this new location I can't film at, so I have to adapt on how I'm going to incorporate that into my channel. And my plan is to probably do more videos of that pre-kitting, you know, getting ready and you know going to the location. And then maybe afterwards showing like the accounting, you know, how I'm going to keep track of the inventory in Vensoft or in the different tools that I use to track everything. And then
can you take a picture at all or no video, no pictures?
I can take pictures as a matter of fact. You know, so if you watch today's video, we brought that barbershop vending machine back to the shop and the location, this new location.
I like how you changed it up too. It's nice.
Yeah. They wanted the machine like yesterday. And you know, the new machines, they're brand new. So they're actually probably in the process of finalizing to being manufactured. So literally that brand new. But the location wanted something in there like I said, like yesterday. So I was able to take a picture. There's the new machine or the temporary machine. This was the barbershop machine in that location. It's in the break room. There will be, like I said, a snack machine and a soda machine in this spot in the coming weeks. But there it is. There's the combo machine now at the new location. And yeah, I changed some things inside, kind of based on some of the things they suggested. But obviously, once the new machines are here, we're going to have a lot more selection and a lot more inventory to deal with. So there we go.
And I think that, you know, like when because Natalie's been doing a lot of our full line stuff. Her and Sam actually have been doing it together. And she's agreed to let me film her a little bit more and doing more stuff. So that's why we haven't done a lot of full line videos, mostly because it used to be the kids that were filming them all the time. But now she's been doing a lot of the work and then taking the kids with her and filling them. It's I think we'll have more full line videos coming up, but I really feel like we want to show, you know, like a lot of the stuff that I've seen, because a lot of full line's been coming up on my feed. I don't know why, but a lot of the stuff that I see is not realistic. And I really want people to get the idea of, you know, this is a long-term investment. And you know, you're gonna not, even if you buy a $500 machine, it's still a long-term investment. You're basically building a relationship with these locations to be at their location for a long time, and you're putting yourself forward and your business forward in front of these people. So you really need to make sure that you really want to do this, because I think a lot of people, you know, like we hear people telling stories, like when we were at MBVA about, you know, how like a business owner will buy a claw machine and they think it's great and they're going to make all this money, and then they end up selling it on Facebook and stuff. Like it's work. And those in the Discord that have claw machines and they do the stuff, like there's a lot to it. Like we live and breathe claw machines. Like that's what we do. And it sounds stupid.
You always get a bunch of toys all over your house.
But I mean, like toys in my brain, toys in my garage, toys, you know what I mean? Toys on my phone, toys on my computer. I mean, it's just, you know, we live and breathe it. And like, you know, like you and I are talking, you know, 4 or 5 times a week. David and I are talking almost every day. Like you just basically, you share and you live these lifestyles that are based around this business, and you take it seriously. And if it's something that you want to do, you really should invest the time to watch the videos and stuff, because there are a lot out there that are realistic. And I really strongly recommend that you know, before you go buy any stuff, make sure you want to do it and that it's something that you really want to do. And I think excuse me, I think for kids, it's a great business. You know, I think
Totally.
that because they know what goes in the machines, they know what people like, and it's I don't know, I think they'll do really well. Polar Bear AFC Vending, yes sir,
Yes.
that's him.
Jamie. His name was Jamie
Farnsworth, right?
AFC Vending, also known as the Polar Bear. Farnsworthy Vending. He had like 4 different names through the course of his YouTube career. But yeah, all the same guy. Really, really cool videos.
He's really nice too. I actually talked to him on the phone real shortly when we first got started. We wasn't doing it anymore at that point, but I just said, can I ask you some questions? Because he actually has another channel that he was doing for a little while, and I kind of found him through there and people through the grapevine.
I didn't know that.
He had another channel. It was like an outdoor type channel he was doing for a little bit.
Okay.
And somebody told me, oh yeah, he's got that, and he's been doing that, and then he stopped doing that, but he sold it all off. But he was a wealth of knowledge, and he just. And he learned it all himself. I thought that was really cool because there wasn't a lot of videos out during that time, so it wasn't like you could watch it. And I really liked how he did his stuff.
Well, I know like he was able to kind of work with Aaron from Claw Kicker and Jaime, and Quick Play. He collaborated with all those groups. Yeah. So I'm sure they all leaned on each other in those early days of vending YouTube. But now there's just so much more information out there. So definitely take advantage.
Yeah, and a lot of people that used to do it aren't around anymore. Quick Play's been around for a long time. You've been around for a long time. Dave has been around for over 3 and almost 4 years now. So the OG of the minis, and I think that to have. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand too. Like the Discord, to have you and David. We've only been doing it 2 years, a little over 2 years, but. To have that wealth of knowledge like in one location is pretty phenomenal and awesome. And there's people in there, like Anthony Hastings. There's a lot of people in there that have been doing it years and years and years, and that are in there too that can give you all kinds of insight and stuff. And yeah, lots of connections and stuff. So
right on. Well,
we're out of time. Let me pull up the giveaway one last time so we can pull it up here so we can see. There it is. And we'll just do it one last time before we go because we only got
Take us out with this one.
Okay. So just so you guys know, we've teamed up with CandyMachines.com, and we do our normal giveaways, but this one's a little bit special in the fact that let me try something real quick. Can I put us at the bottom? There we go. How cool is that?
There you go.
We're actually doing 2 giveaways this time around, and we're giving away the new machine from Candy Machines, which was probably the most popular item at IAP, I think, this year. And as far as machines, which is the new carousel type machine, which is called the Free Spin. And this is an amazing machine. And basically, there's videos of it on our Discord channel. And these will be available to order from Candy Machines in about 2 weeks, according to Kevin. There's videos on there. You can see it work. And I think that this picture does it no justice with the lights and stuff that are going on inside the machine, when you actually watch the video. And then as a secondary prize, you can actually win their new electronic bulk vending machine, which Matt actually just got one. Lucky guy. And
so cool.
But
you did get to see it in person at the IAPA show. It's a great machine.
It's awesome. It's very cool. And so you got all 3 forms of payment and a bulk machine, which is crazy. Yes. And not until Matt opened it up and I got to see the inside, there's a lot going on back there, and it's built really well. So
but it's not hard to operate.
No,
like it's really easy to load. Like so much more easy than my last mechanical machines.
I just think it's neat, like how everything stacks in the back and how they did it. They did a really good job of putting it together.
Absolutely, they did.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so you get 2 types of bulk in there. You can do cards, you can do stickers, you can do the 2-inch or 3-inch bulk, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So
either one will work.
Yeah, and that is the secondary price. And so those are the 2 giveaways. We will be giving them away at MBVA in March, which we can't wait to go, and we're very excited. And hopefully you guys will be there and join us and meet all of us, because we'll be there along with Amelia and Sam and Natalie and myself and Matt and David, and all of us will be there to hang out. So
the whole crew. So come join us, guys. Come join us for sure.
So, and thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. And like I said, if you guys need help with anything, feel free to call us. And yeah, pretty cool, man.
Awesome.
Look at you're first now. Look at that.
Oh, I'm first. Okay. Whatever.
That's weird.
Whatever.
That's cool.
Anyway, guys, though, thank you again for joining us this week and for coming back week after week. We really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us, to comment, to ask us questions, for all the super chats, for watching our videos. Thank you guys so much. We couldn't do it without you guys.
And I miss you, David. Sorry you weren't here.
Yes, we do miss you, David. But don't forget to join us next week, guys. We'll be back again. Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.